that. That felt good. I don't know if you felt it, but I felt it when I said it. Hi. Once again, we are back here at the Fresh Daily headquarters, a.k.a. my room. And we are talking about hip-hop and stuff. Today, we have my good friend, Macks. Now, when we recorded this was about a month, about a month before Images dropped, and I had him on just to to promote the whole album and make sure we talked about it in depth and make sure that he talked whatever he wanted to talk about and I wanted to talk about whatever I wanted to talk about, and this whole episode explains the whole stuff and pretty much his life leading up to the release of Images. If you guys haven't checked out Images, go check it out. It's pretty much everywhere. iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. It's everywhere. Check that out. Mad Max Images. It's amazing. Next episode, we will have Viva Mezcal. He just changed his name to Viva Mezcal, which I fucking love it because it's just the 2-word names. I like it. Mad Max, Viva Mezcal, Mighty Muds. It sounds good when people say it out loud. Viva Mezcal's dropping the master's degree. Sorry about that. The master's degree. It's going to be amazing. I already heard a little bit of it, and just everything sounds awesome. Like, perfect. He mixed, I believe he mixed and mastered it himself, recorded it himself. He all around everything. He just made it himself. So that's organic. That's awesome. That's great. Check that out when you guys can. East of the River, man. Doing it big. East of the River. Of course, today we are brought to you by Fresh Daily. Fresh Daily, be original, be yourself. That's what we aim to do. That's what we aim to show to the people. Just be yourself, be original, be fresh. The last episode was great. We got a lot of people hitting me up about it, saying that they liked it, they liked the whole story, and I'm happy about it because it was such an influential time of my life that year, and it was just a big milestone that I had, and I was proud of the moment. I was proud of the story that I did. I was proud of the story. I was proud of that event. If you guys haven't checked that out, head on over to platformcollection.com. You will see my podcast along with other podcasts like Macks Hologram Podcast. He's just a hologram. He goes everywhere he wants. Of course, you have the people who started it all, Crappy Awesome, with Mr. Arash, even nobody calls him Mr., but I will. Mr. Arash, I'll call you that. Kill C-Ray, who also hosts the Up Culture Sessions, the Ghetto Blaster Podcast, the homie Kali. He's hosting Proof of Life Radio and Status Escalade Podcast. Man, he's just giving you gems off gems off gems. Hardest working man I know. Big ups to Kali. What's up? Life on the Road with 60 East. Really Though Podcast with Cookbook. And Orchestrated with Noah James and Lisa J. So, without further ado, here is my episode, my conversation with the one, the only, Mad Max of East of the River. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next episode with Viva Mezcal. Here is Mad Max. What's up?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Lovely home here.
I know. Thank you. It's a nice spot.
Yes, it is. Blessed me with some nice fucking Zogo burger.
That's such a good burger. Can't even lie about that.
So good. He's so good.
I'm just testing this just to make sure everything's good.
Yes, sir.
And everything is good.
Cheer.
In the hood
of Southgate, California.
The lovely home of Southgate. You know what's it called, right? What this whole thing is called? It's called Pretty Fresh.
Pretty fucking fresh.
So it's called Pretty Fresh.
Okay.
It's an outsource for me to have for people to hear fresh shit and dope stuff.
You hear?
Hand gestures have to be on point.
That's right.
You can't see it, but they're good.
Oof. This man.
So right now we have
seen
intro.
Fidel Castro with his hand gestures, this is the only comparison I can make. Oh, is this what we're getting into?
Yeah.
I like it. The real smooth.
Everybody, this is Mad Macks, east of the river.
Yes. Forget the formalities. I'm just here to do hip hop, man. What I was born, bred, and shown how to do. I guess there is one shout out for this one, man. Lee Beats, Lee San Lee. I don't know. He's got a lot of AKAs, man, but he's over in Sydney, Australia. He's an Aussie. So shouts to him, man. Keeping hip hop alive. Another side of the world. But he cooked this up, shot it to me, man, and I decided why not. So we got a little intro. It literally is the intro to a new project I got coming called Images. Go something like this. Yeah. Together in this to the finish line approaches, knowing where you headed necessary. Act like you know it all. Learn a little song from riddles I'm dumping. Fiddle with the instrumental, made some ripples where I jumped in. What is going on today, I ask? At that very moment I answer the question myself. It's change. In a picture we are viewing, not a pixel, I'm a human with a slightly lower hue. So it's likely they think I'm stupid, but it don't even matter. My IQ is through the roof, they'll still say I'm just a rapper. I have to laugh my ass off after that one. Forget about the bullshit when I roll up and pass one. Nobody gonna tell me who I am or am not. I hope in time you understand the same go for you, cause we all who we wanna be, not who we got. A calling of a baller or even the father of a scholar. I'm an author of an opera entitled My Life. From the depths of underground I describe my plight, so similar to the faces that surround me. Been waiting for this anxious, so taste this and tell me, yo, is this the flavor you've been waiting for? Is this the reason you've been craving more? I've been changing like the seasons, but long as I'm breathing, record these metaphors to help you soar another floor. Cause life is words and words become pictures. Life is words and words become pictures. Life is words and words become pictures. A million images to help you see the one bigger. Life is words, that's right. Life is words, yeah. Life is words, my life is words. Every day like life is words and words become pictures. A million images to help you see the one bigger. Life is words and words become pictures. A billion images to help you see the one bigger. Life is words and words become pictures. An infinite amount to help you see the one bigger. Cause life is words and words become pictures. A billion images. It's Mad Macks. Yeah. We on that fresh shit, man. Hey.
You are the epitome of what cool is to me.
Oh shit.
Your mustache is cool.
Yes.
You have cool shirts.
Yes.
Cool sweaters.
Woo.
You have cool shoes that you wear almost every day. You just have cool shit, man.
Shit.
When you perform, I appreciate it because I tell you every time that I appreciate the delivery and the practice that you put in.
Thank you.
It's just something that I take notice of, and I feel like you should know that, that type of thing gets noticed.
Yeah, dude, it is appreciated, man, because, I love lyrics. I've always been about lyrics, but to me, too, it's about combining that with, an immaculate flow, so where it's like a river that's just going and going and going and going, supplying life to wherever the fuck it ends up.
So how I found out of you, I saw the Cypher with New Gen versus East of the River, and I saw all of you, and I didn't know of any of you guys, so I did my homework.
Okay.
And I checked out all of everybody's music videos, and I saw your video that you have similar hair to what you have right now, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, damn, that's fucking tight. I saw this shit behind you, and I was like, man, that's fucking amazing. Later on, we just met. I forgot how we met. I don't know if you remember.
A show, probably a show, but it's crazy because I did hear about you probably a year
Tight.
or 2 years before we met. I mean, as an entity though, as sole providers, I didn't know it was one or two dudes. I didn't even know what the fuck it was. My homie just told me, "Hey, you heard of these cats? Sole providers are hip hop too,"
Tight.
because he knew that I was doing, underground and shows and whatnot. And he showed me some tracks, so I'm not sure even like what the fucking name of the song was, what album, but when I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, these fools are fucking dope. And, in my mind, I was already thinking, like, dude, I want to fucking get these fools out in the show. Because he was telling me that at that time, you guys weren't doing that many shows. So I was telling him, like, dude, if you can fucking reach out. He's like, oh, well, I heard about them because my homie listens to them. He's their home. It's one of those, like, oh, it's a homie of a homie who have a cousin who has a friend and has a sister. Like, oh, okay, well, fuck. I guess, if it happens, it happens. And I don't know. I guess it was a show. It must have been a show. I'm guessing it was probably a show. We met and,
I think, yeah, I feel like it was. I feel like we talked through Instagram first. I think it was around the time where you dropped the interim. Or
Okay.
You dropped that, and I was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I followed, and then I said what's up and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It was kind of nice.
Yeah, it is, because, now we're here in your lovely home.
I know. I
enjoying
feel like we're
ourselves.
besties now, which is
Hey,
weird.
man.
I feel like we're, I feel it.
So
every time.
don't be mad, Vile. We got love for you out here,
I
baby.
feel
Don't
bad.
trip.
I feel bad when we're with Mezcal. I'm like, oh, man. It's
Oh,
like
man.
we know things
Uh-oh.
about each other now.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't. He doesn't know you like I do.
Ain't nobody know me like Muzz.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's the thing, man. It's what hip-hop does for people.
Yeah, but it's dope
It's friendship.
because, it's cool because, like, in that span of, 2 years ago, I think it was when I didn't know
Around,
you, and then to now it's to me, it's very eye-opening in that sense where you realize, like, oh, shit, like, the community's not that far apart from each other, everything is, like, that 6 degrees of separation kind of thing, like, everyone is really usually only, like, a person or two away from you. You just talk to one person they might know, or, maybe an extra person. They'll know you. And eventually everyone's going to be bumping elbows and rubbing shoulders, I feel like, especially if you're continuously and consistently putting in work in hip-hop, man.
It's cool how you approach your whole hip-hop-ness because most people treat it as a business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you do it, it's more like, in a way, it's businessy, but you are mainly just having fun.
Yeah,
which is fucking tight. And every time I see, or whatever, I see our name alongside your name or alongside East of the River, I'm excited because I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna have a good time.
Hell yeah.
Because
right.
it's either way, like, all right, good, like they're there, so now I feel comfortable, and familiar faces in the crowd. I'm like, all right, cool. We're just here with Mad Max. We're just here with Mezcal. We're just gonna, we're having fun.
Yeah, and that's dope to me. I guess that's recognized because I've always felt that this music is fun. It's my life, of course. Yes, the ultimate goal. Fucking, you ask any artist, I want to get paid. I want to get paid too, motherfucker. But damn, if that's the only thing on my mind, then I feel like personally I'm not gonna be going too many places because that's just the feeling off top people are gonna get. Like, oh, this is just kind of for him. It's another move he's making to, get another step ahead or above, which, I mean, in the end, I feel that's possible, but why not do it together? Like, let's all take that step forward, or whoever I'm working with,
Yeah, you're
because
very
I'm not
like
just
that.
going to try and bring up fucking people who it's like they're hopping on board. It's like, that's cool. I appreciate support, but don't expect to be right here with me if you haven't been in the trenches and on the front lines the whole time,
Yeah, you don't have bad things to say about most people. Or that's how I feel. Like,
Cool,
you're very
yeah.
positive,
I try to
man.
keep it cool, yeah.
Very
'cause-
smiley.
Yeah, dude. For those who I guess just are wondering why the fuck they call me Mad Max, it ain't because I'm mad. It's just that I'm fucking loony. That's all,
It's the Mad Max.
Yes, sir. And we
You're a
always get
smiley
things
person.
done. That's what I like. I like that we get things done, and it's dope too to know, that you mentioned like seeing you guys like soul providers next to like a East of the River at shows and stuff like that because show wise, I feel like we do try to bring more of that good vibe, Again, it's like, yeah, we do approach it in as a business in a sense. We got to charge maybe $5-10 at the door, but we also try to make sure everybody's accommodated and just feeling that backyard boogie vibe every time we have a show, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it's like I have always got that energy whenever we've thrown a show where it's like everybody's having such a good time, everyone's having drinks, or even if they're not drunk, people are just interacting and getting loud, which is, to me, that's usually a good thing. Loud in the sense where it's like laughter, not fucking, getting loud because people are trying to make points like, oh, no, but this is that way. It's more of like, oh, yeah, I remember last time, and then, aha, it's dope. I like that. I'm very pro positive energy.
What some artists have to remind themselves is that they don't have to if they have a show at the airline or if they have a show in Pomona or whatever, they shouldn't really think about like, oh fuck, I just gotta go over here, perform, and then bounce.
Mm-hmm.
The way you see it, the way I see it, is that we go beforehand and chill and have fun and vibe out with all the people around, do our thing, and then come off, and then we're still doing this
Exactly.
shit for the homies who are watching, just kicking back and talking to the people. I like that.
Yeah.
It feels cool, man.
No, it does. It does. And you know what? I think fans appreciate that too. I can't say that I've always been like that because that'd be a fucking lie. There was a time where I would just fucking do exactly how you said. Hit the show, rock, be the fuck out. But now it's just, I appreciate that, being able to just interact with people, seeing homies, seeing other artists like who are still grinding. It's dope. Being like, oh shit, what's up, dog? Getting to hear new material and knowing like, okay, this hip hop, it's in a good state. You know what I mean? And I guess state of mind, state of being, whatever. It's in a good place. It's not as bad as mainstream portrays it to be. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're going out and supporting underground hip hop shows, you see like, oh yeah, no, it's real hip hop shit still it's still alive. There's some dope motherfuckers out there, man. It's really inspiring to me because, it makes me feel like, okay, cool, I'm not a part of only a select few who are out here still pushing some real shit. There's other fools out there, and that's just it's inspiring, yeah, dude. And it's a good feeling to have, man, because sometimes it's easy to get very cynical, not just in hip hop, but dude, in life, man, because there is just so much crazy shit now. 2016 about to be 2017,
Yeah.
Donald Trump president, and who knows how many more things that's just gonna bring on it in itself, but. Yeah, man, that's why I say, I'm pro positive energy because, shit, dude, we need that now more than any time that we've been alive, I feel like.
Who are you listening to from around here?
From around here, like underground?
Yeah.
I got you guys,
Nice.
SoundCloud, that usually, that plays me a lot of shit, so I got, like, you guys, Macks, obviously, East of the River, fucking Hollow. There's this other dude I just heard of, Hide and Seek Zoo, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. Really dope cat. I just got introduced to him by the homie Mescal. Really dope. Let's see, who else have I been bumping? Zay, shouts to her. I always fucking like her music. Kiddo, be bumping that. Local Black, he got some really, really dope shit, and he's been on the come up for a while too. And just other cats that I've been working with lately, like Willie Hayes, Ganesha, the younger cat we're trying to help bring up. He's got some really dope stuff. Heard a little bit of some new cookbook. Pretty dope.
When you started with the whole East of the River stuff,
Mhm.
did you think you were gonna have a big as a camp that you have now? Because ideally it's what, like 4 of you, but in reality it's more like you have your sub people that you have. So it's
Yeah.
like you have maybe 4 or 5 main ones, and those 4 or 5 main ones have like 3 people, and those 3 have 2, and then
Yes.
so you have like a little web.
Yeah, it's dope. And then what you also have to understand is even when East of the River was pre Mad Max, that East of the River was still a thing before even I heard about it or got an alliance with them. So there was always like several people from the East Side, Ball Heights specifically, representing East of the River, which was dope. But when I got into it, I was really more like supporting it. I wasn't saying like, hey, put me in. I was just there like supporting because I felt that the people who were involved in East of the River, they were really helping me push with my music, which was really dope. From the production of videos to the music to performing live. I felt like they all helped me with those experiences. And now, yeah, dude, it's dope to see it have grown in that sense to where now it's like a multimedia thing, not just a bunch of rappers, you know. So like you said, it is about, I think, yeah, about 3-4 core rappers, you know. But then yeah, we got people on fucking videos, photography, people pressing up shirts. We're slowly building a street team, you know, so people to just fucking be hitting shows and passing out stickers, flyers, and whatnot. It's a network, man. East of the River is a network. We're just trying to expand and grow as much as we can in as many areas as possible, just to, you know, elevate our chances of accomplishing what we need to, I guess, in a faster and not necessarily faster, but I guess in a more efficient way, you know, not spending dollars where they don't need to be spent, and then putting the money in the right places so that we see not necessarily immediate turnaround or, you know, like payback, but, you know, we're not waiting too long to recoup.
Let's take it way back.
Okay.
How were you as a kid growing up?
How was I?
Yeah,
Like,
how were you as a student? How were you?
okay, see, as a
Who
kid
was
and
Macks?
a student, there's always been, and you know, I feel like I've always been pretty good with that in my life, as far as like understanding that I could be multiple things in life, as far as I guess labels, you know. I've always understood that in life. Like I could be a football player, I could be good in school, I could be a rapper, I could be my girlfriend's best boyfriend, I could be the little fucking flirt that talks to a bunch of girls too. Still, you know, I always understood that you really only limit yourself. You know, you can do whatever it is you choose. And like as a kid, man, I feel like I was pretty good. You know, like most kids, I would fuck around. You know, get into trouble, be a little punk. But
Were you a good student?
I was a really good student. Yeah, actually, I was, man. I always had A's and B's. You know, a few C's here and there. But yeah, dude, for the most part, I always understood like it's not that hard. You just gotta get the schoolwork done, turn it in. That you know. And
Did
then
you ever do
do
any
okay on the
after
test.
school clubs or anything like that?
After school clubs, not so much. It was mostly just sports, man. To be honest.
What'd you play?
Well, as a kid, I played everything, man. I played like football, baseball, soccer, basketball, and then as I grew, got into like 8th grade, high school, it was mainly just like football and baseball, which was cool. But you know, at the same time, it's different for me. At least the way I saw when I got into high school was like the competitiveness was there, but I guess maybe because the school I went to, I felt like it was just a little over the top, you know.
In some of the songs that you have written and performed over the, well, I don't know, the past that I've heard, you talk about public school, is private school actually.
Yeah, private.
So you actually went to a private school?
Basically, my whole life, I started public school, like most kids, especially 90s kids, you know, started public school till about mid-second grade. And around that time, that's when my parents got divorced. So I think it was like my dad was like, you know, it was, the good thing was my parents got divorced, but it wasn't like an ugly divorce. You know, my parents didn't hate each other. So they were able to work out just little things like what school I'd go to. And I guess my dad kind of was like, you know, I think it'd be better if we send him to a private school. You might fend for himself in the real world a little better. So from about, mid-second grade to pretty much when I finished high school, I was in private school, which, I mean, you know, it has its pros and then it has its cons, because it was cool as far as like people I met, like the friendships, because they sustain because you're with the same people pretty much as you go. You know, you're not switching from like was it like first to like 4th or 5th grade. I think after that you go to like a middle school. So this one was like 2nd grade all the way to 8th grade, and then I went to a high school. But the drawbacks for me was the for the most part, you know, it's very biased in the sense of like how they see things and how people are, and then the explanation of religion, like, you know, especially when you're younger, they teach you religion from such a feeble
Was
point
it like
of
Catholic
view.
school, or was it like
It was a Catholic school, yeah,
Oh, okay.
private Catholic school. So, you know, it's just it's from my opinion, dude, you know, it's a very feeble point of view of religion, because they just show, oh, well, there's a Jesus, you know, he died, he came back to life, and you know, they give you the gist, and it's not
The way you
until
said it.
you get older, and which I guess was cool about high school. It was also a Catholic school. Like, we got into it more and learning about, you know, the Crusades and just the crazy shit that happened within Catholicism and Christianity, what those people who were involved in those specific religions, what they were doing as far as, quote, converting people and stuff like that.
That was in Monterey Park?
The first school I went to was called Miraculous Metal. Yeah, Monterey Park,
Nice.
Montebello area, right there off the 60. And then I went to St. Paul High School, which is like Whittier, Santa Fe Springs area.
Why'd you go there after that?
Well, like I said, my parents had been divorced, so my pops, after my parents got divorced, he got a spot over in Whittier.
Oh.
And then I guess my aunt actually went there too in the 80s or something. And it's a very, 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 very fucking small school, dude. 750 kids, but it had prestige. It was known for being like Division 1, Division 2 all the time in football. And then I'm guessing as a result of that, there was a lot of like I don't know, how can I say it? Like, there was just a lot of help because since they were so good at football, there was perks of that, like kids going to school and like, because of the alumni programs and shit, people have their hand in certain places. So they're able to kind of like, if they see St. Paul, they can kind of help push you to a job or to a certain college, you know what I mean? Which is, it's cool, but at the same time, it's like bias, it's like, because, dude, I got away with a couple things in that school because I played football, It's a trip, man. It's a trip.
Are you very Catholic now or not really?
Nah, man. I don't even really consider myself religious, dude. And
Even
it's
at
been
that
for
point?
a while. At that point, it was still like, And then I think it was about like sophomore year, junior year when I kind of was like decided like, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I still believe that there's something bigger. People call it fucking God. Some people call it Allah, Jah. Some people think it's aliens, Some people think it's nothing, but I feel there's got to be some superhuman, supernatural force because no matter what way you look at it, in the end, something had to come from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if we started from a speck, like that speck, it came from nothing. Whatever, and it just expanded. We've evolved and what have you. You know what I mean?
It's kind of difficult to describe, but how like the movies in the 90s or whatever, you would see the movies with the public schools or something like that. Is that how you would see public schools since you were private school?
Nah, man. I still had friends who went to public school and like we kicked it and not much was different. I guess the only difference was like we had to do some bullshit like community service hours, man. It sucked. Like they made us do, I think it was like 20 or 25 each year.
Holy
so
shit.
It added up to 100. But the one good thing I guess about that was since we were doing like community service hours or whatever, unlike public schools who had like this big like your senior project, I think it was like every person that I knew went to public school had this big senior project they had to do. And luckily, I guess because of the hours we put in, we didn't have to do that. We just had to worry about finals. So that was cool because I heard that those senior projects were a fucking bitch for some people,
Did you have like school dances and shit like that, or what was?
Like for the service hours?
No, for like
just in
actual
general?
school, yeah. For
Yeah.
private school.
We had dances. We had like homecoming. We had prom.
It doesn't really sound that much different. It's
No,
just more
it's
smaller.
not. It was smaller. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's they are able to put more focus on the individuals of the whole student body.
Did you feel that difference? That they were actually like more inclined to care about what you were? Okay.
Kind of. Yeah, especially for like obviously every school has like those teachers where it's like, yeah, dude, those teachers are fucking dope. And then there's those other ones like, no, stay away from them. Don't fuck that. Don't ever fucking ask them for anything. But yeah, it was cool because you did feel that sense of the teachers, they cared, I guess, So like if you fucked up or if you got in trouble, like, yeah, they'd reprimand you, but at the same time, it felt like a very like parent, like, they're like, we're disappointed, but you could do better. Come on, like we believe in you, kind of thing. It was cool. It had ups and downs.
From your music and how you are now, I don't know. I would think that'd be very difficult to think or imagine that you came from a private school.
Yeah,
especially Catholic private school.
Oh yeah, man. But sometimes you need to go through certain experiences and have your eyes open,
right,
to see a certain thing, and then you realize like, holy shit, like this is not the way it really is. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's something that
How did hip hop come in that life of you in private school?
Man, music itself always been a major part of my life ever since I was a baby. Because when I was born in Monterey Park, but then I actually lived with my grandparents for several years coming up. And my grandpa, he just had tons and tons and tons and tons of vinyl. So he'd always be playing music. And then if it wasn't him, my moms would be playing it, or my dad had his cassettes, you know what I mean? He'd be playing some rock and roll. So I got a good blend of a lot of stuff when I was younger. And just as I grew, I got into hip-hop, got into rap. And then it was, I think, like my freshman year, I met a friend of mine. He's still my friend, Mr. Evan Sanchez. Shouts to him, man. He actually just graduated from fucking Boise State. So, damn, he's about to come back down after like 4 or 5 long years up there. But I met him, and he lived in East L.A. So, like, he understood because I lived in Monterey Park. He lived in East L.A. Like, we're making a fucking trip. Like, Whittier was so different, especially coming from, like, Montebello, which is right next to East L.A. You know, like, it was different. It was a culture shock. It was, like, from ghetto, I guess, you know, like that ghetto fabulous shit. You know, you put the rubber bands around your fucking jeans. So you had the high top chucks. Like, I rocked that shit. And then
did you have the big laces?
No, I didn't do the big laces though. But I did have the rubber bands around my jeans on the high top chucks. But dude, it went from that to going to like Whittier and just a bunch of whitewashed kids. Even though there was a lot of Mexicans, just whitewashed. Everybody had bands and everybody had the high socks like these.
Right.
I used to wear the ankle socks. That's what was cool where I came from in Montebello. It was ankle socks. You didn't want these high up fucking crew socks, you know. But then I got to Whittier and it was a trip. But then I met my friend, like I was saying, and we both had an interest in underground hip hop, and like I think that's how we became such good friends. And together we kind of just kept digging and finding new fucking hip hop. And
so what was the first one that you heard?
Dude, that was in 6th grade.
Everybody has first songs.
Yeah, the first song that I heard underground hip hop was actually 6th grade, and that's what changed my life, dude. Like, not the song, but just underground hip hop itself. And it was Benefit was the first thing. It was My Enemy, the song My Enemy by Benefit, which is still one of my favorites to this day. And around that same time, I heard Benefit, I heard Atmosphere, I heard Deltron, and dude, it just changed my life. Like, I felt so cool when I was right there at going to that, private Catholic school in Montebello, because I had this little Walkman, a CD, burned CD of fucking underground hip hop that nobody knew. Like, all my classmates, they were listening to whatever the fuck we listened to, like Lil Jon or Usher at that time, whatever the fuck it was, Young Bloods. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck.
It sounds like you just had gold in your hand,
God, dude.
and
nobody
knew.
Felt like that, honestly, and I felt so cool. Like, after school, you finally get to listen to your fucking Walkman or your iPod, because that's when iPods barely came out when I was in 6th grade, which was about like 04 maybe. I've just felt so cool, dude. So, yeah, as I expanded, then I met my friend that freshman year, kept expanding, and he introduced me to freestyling. And he didn't even know really how to freestyle, but he had some homies, and they just, one time we all kicked it, got a little faded, and, like, they started spinning rhymes, and I was just kind of like, I was so, like, oh, fuck, impressed, because I was like, damn, these fools right here just fucking freestyling. That means they ain't even fucking thinking about shit. They're just rhyming. And eventually my homie's like, go ahead, dude. Just spit. Just fuck whatever's on your mind. And, I look and give him that fucking crazy look like, dude, who the fuck you think? What do you think I am? Like, come on, bro. I'm a listener. I'm a fan. I don't know if I could be fucking freestyling. But eventually, I just started saying what was on my mind. And that's probably when I was about, like 15, 16 when I spit my first freestyle rhyme. And then I started getting into writing and just grew from then pretty much. Just got into freestyling more because, to be honest, it still is one of my passions.
You are a really good freestyler.
I really love, like, sporadic freestyle because, there's always
You're a good drunk freestyler.
Oh, thank you, man. And, sometimes
You're
it's
really good drunk freestyler.
It's a good and bad sometimes, though. Sometimes I can't even fucking muster my words. Like, it's too slurred. My tongue is just liquor all over it, so it's like I'm babbling. But other times I could be on point, man. It's crazy, and it's dope because, to me, and it will always be like that till I die. Freestyle to me is sporadic, non-conceptual, non-written rhyme because, there's people who, they'll memorize 16s, they'll memorize songs, and they'll call that a freestyle, which, to some people it is. But, man, to me, I need that off of the dome, talk about what's going on right now or what you're really thinking or what you're feeling. And not that it's been a point to make, but it has happened to where, like, you know, I'll spit some fucking freestyle shit. This used to happen a little more back in the day, not so much now, I guess, because, you know, there's a lot more dope rappers I'm around. Before, not so much. You know, if it was to be like, no, you fucking wrote that. Like, you know, I spit a freestyle, like, you know, or you can tell, like, they start spitting some shit you can
Fucking
tell was
haters,
written.
bro. They were hating that.
Yeah, but then, you know, I'd flip it on their ass and just talk about what the fuck was around
Current
me, point
situation,
out
right?
shit.
Yeah.
And prove to them, like, fool, I ain't fucking writing. Like, to me, it was almost a disgrace. Like, why would I fucking go out of my way to memorize some shit to spit here? Like, who am I trying to impress, you know? Like, I never had that kind of mindset, you know what I mean? It's just kind of do you. And if there's a result and people like it, well, shit, you did good. If not, well, keep going, man. Try it. Get another audience. I don't know.
Were you listening or watching any of those battles back in the day?
Oh, yeah, man. I used to fucking love battle. That's actually, like, that was my first style, I guess you can call it, like, in when it came to, like, writing songs.
Freestyling and battle rap?
Yeah, not even necessarily the freestyles. It would, yeah, most of my freestyles would turn into that, like, you know, Vinny Paz, apathy, hardcore hip-hop kind of shit. But that's definitely how my first style, like, writing songs was, just very hardcore hip-hop, very punchline-oriented, and, you know, just kind of like, fuck them and we're better because of this, you know, kind of. I would implement that a lot in rhyme, but I don't know. I feel like I've evolved a lot since then, because now I just like to flex and show, not tell why I'm better.
Right.
You know.
All right, man. We have 90s kids coming up. You actually filmed the video. I saw it. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
just playing. I did it. I made that.
Yes, you did.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice.
Yeah. So this one coming up, we call it 90s Kid, or Gen Y, as I like to call it. Little track I cooked up maybe about 2 months ago or so. Beat by Bad Son. Yeah, man, just real influential. I honestly came to the studio one night, like 2-3 in the morning, because I couldn't sleep. I think I had just gotten out of work and wrote the song. And this is how it goes, man. Hope you like that shit. Shouts to Mighty Muds, man. You know how we do this. Just that real hip hop. Coming to you all the way live. And it go. And it go. And it go, yeah. Cause I be that 90s kid, man. So shouts to all my 90s kids. 80s babies too, you know. Yeah, since the beginning everything was so different. Had spinning house to make calls and ops on television. Gramps had the vinyl, Pops had cassette. I had the CD, which turned to MP3 quick. But it's the times I was bred into. Really, you can dig facts. A week after I was born, Rodney King made impact. Since then, going viral much easier. It's how we get our information out, cause fuck the media. And fuck religion too, I went to private school. They brainwashed my mind to think exactly like you, but I don't. And don't think I ever once have. I smoke weed, don't pop pills, it's just a fun fact. If you love that shit, go ahead, participate. I'm trying to make the whole damn room precipitate. I'm trying to escalate, trying to misbehave, trying to innovate. Give you food for thought to feed you from breakfast to dinner plate. What can I say as I daze through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze? Generation Y, finally ask the question why. Now everybody feeling phased. Yeah, what can I say as I daze through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze? Generation Y, finally ask the question why. Now everybody wanna change. Yeah, as I grew, yeah, I knew things were changing. Don't think I ever found out the meaning of complacent, cause every time I got something new, it was old. Don't think I care much, still had in 64, yeah. Me and my cousin bugging brother taking over. I used to hate the pecking order cause he was the older one who's done with the games before I tried them. But my bro was so cool, I used to buy them, man. Everything down to the way I dressed. He had ladies by side, I was always so impressed. I was always so intrigued by style, yeah, Steez. If it wasn't from him, don't think I'd be an MC. Cause in a room with shit, I found some mixtapes. Don't remember the age, but I was in like 6th grade. Thinking back like, damn, that's something you call life, right? Now I'm the one spilling knowledge for the right mind. What can I say as I daze through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze? Generation Y, finally ask the question why. Now everybody feeling phased. Yeah, what can I say as I daze through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze? Generation Y, finally ask the question why. Now Now everybody wanna change. Yeah, this last one is called verse number 3. It's dedicated to the one and only Chuck D. Yo, trust me, I carry hip hop on my back for you to see that there is still someone real flipping fingers to the industry. Yeah, pretty sure I could've come up on some dumb shit. Do I wanna be another motherfucker dumb rich off one hit, no substance, just bump this like coke lines and no mind? You think I care, but I pay no mind. I'm so blind to this modern day renaissance. Nowadays the answer to everything's up for echelon. I'm better off staying independent, taking risk. I learned quick I couldn't do the whole 9 to 5 shift, nor could I pull a 9 to come up on your cheese. Product of my environment is 3 things. I was one of the 2 shit. Job a degree, but it ain't as easy for a child of the 90s. Like, what can I say as I days through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze. Generation Y finally asked the question why. Now everybody feeling phased. Yeah, what can I say as I days through the day and figure out my way out this man-made maze. Generation Y finally asked the question why. Now everybody wanna change, man. Yeah.
Mad Max East of the River. God damn, man.
Fucked up that intro though.
You didn't fuck up shit. That was perfect.
I felt like I stumbled in the beginning. But it's all good, you know. This is all one take, one go. We ain't gonna stop it.
There's something about what you do is that it's just super cool, man. Your definition fucking cool. I tell Vile, I tell Mesca all the time, I'm like, that was just fucking cool, man.
It's dope, you know.
The way you talk, the way you do things, it's just awesome.
Man, I just try to do me, and all my homies, they just call me a douchebag. So fuck them. As long as Muds thinks I'm cool.
Exactly,
Shit.
that's what you should say all the time.
Hey, Muds thinks I'm cool,
Hey,
dog.
fuck it, dog. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Good. Ah, man, Images is gonna sound amazing.
Yeah, I'm real excited, bro.
Just by that little like snip thing that you just did, a little snippet song.
I'm excited.
Is that your what single that you would say?
Yeah, that's gonna be the single, man. The video that you actually.
It's a good video.
Yeah, for sure. So the video should be out by the time this is out. So go ahead and scope that. It's called Gen Y. That's GEN space WHY question mark by Mad Max. Produced by Bad Son. Shot by Mighty Muds. Mixed and mastered by Mescalito. Recorded at East of the River Studios in the city of Boyle Heights. Is that all the shouts out I can think for one song?
I think so.
Yeah, tried to.
East of the River Studios is like it's like your guys' little it's your home.
Yeah, it's our dojo.
It's your thing. It's awesome. When I first arrived, I saw it without I don't think I saw the booth yet.
Oh yeah.
It was still growing as it was a seed when I went in, and I was like, man, this is nice.
Yeah, and 1 year. It's been a full fucking 365 days around the sun that we've been at our location at that studio in Boyle Heights, which is a blessing.
You were saying that you got 1,000 followers on Instagram or friends or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Within a year, that's
Within
awesome.
a year, yeah, that felt pretty good. But then I feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that we, like I was telling you, there's a lot of people supporting East of the River, like just within itself. So everybody's little branch that they have came together and just followed the page, which is cool, because 1,000 people is 1,000 people. I mean, I don't know, like, I guess just because, like, fucking social media nowadays, you see people with, like, 21K, 1 million followers. So sometimes it's like, oh, it's just 1,000. But then, at the same time, it's like, that's 1,000. Yeah, like, that's 1,000 fucking people. They're seeing every picture or every video or at least every other video and every other picture, which is really cool, man.
Dude, I'm still tripping out, like, every time I post something on the Soul Provider page. I get more than 30 likes. I'm like, holy shit.
Yes.
That's a big thing for me. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and it's dope. It's inspiring because it shows you, like, all right, cool. These motherfuckers actually keeping on it. They're keeping on it. You're not just posting for no reason.
So, do you have only Interim and then it's Images, or do you have other stuff before that?
Before Interim, there was Vision
Cafe.
Cafe.
No, yeah, you were with the group, right? You had a group.
Yeah. So, Interim was my first all original, basically all solo project. I dropped that about a year ago, pretty much 1 full year ago, 2015 in December, and then the year before that, I believe it was 2014. No, you know what? It was 2013. I released my first solo just me project called Vision Cafe, and the reason behind that was, like you said, is because I was part of a duo. It was a group. It was me and another dude. We were Verbal Villains out of Whittier.
2 rappers or a producer and you're the rapper?
Yeah, 2 rappers. We didn't have any like legitimate producer really. We had a homie who shot us fucking a gang of beats, which we're able to make a original album. But me and him, we actually I think we made like 4 mixtapes, 4 like 2 solid albums, and then
in the span of how long?
Like 2 mixtapes, and that was from about 08, 09 to about 2012, 2013.
Shit.
Yeah, so we were rapping together for a while, man, and then basically at the same time that I met Mescalito, was around the time that me and my friend that we were Verbal Villains, we finished a new project. So it was dope that I met Mescal because, you know, he's always been that, let's get to fucking work. Like, I'm going to set shit up and we're actually going to make things happen, which I've always appreciated. So I told him, like, dude, I want to have a release party. Like, we never had that. Me and my friend, as Verbal Villains, we never had, like, a release party. We just performed at places, you know what I mean, where we could get. And I told Mescal, I was like, dude, I want a release party. I want to do this shit legit. We put in a lot of work for this new album, you know. He was like, all right, let's do it. So he sets things up. He calls people. And then in that same span, my homie was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm out. No more. And
any reason why, or just?
I couldn't even find a specific, man. But I'll break it down to you. Like, what I do know. This is what happened. We made some merch. Finally, we made merch. Verbal Villains made merch, and I was so pumped. It was dope. I was inspired by my homie who was like, it was on point when he brought me the idea. I was like, dude, that is sick. Basically, since it was Verbal Villains, it was 2 V's. That's what we used. But, okay, you know, like the Louis Vuitton symbol, the LV?
Yeah.
That's what we did. But
so
VV.
V and then V.
Mm-hmm. And that shit looked dope, dude. We got it gold lettering. We got black and white shirts. And this shit was tight, dude. Sick as fuck. But me, dude, I pulled the
shirts or sweaters?
There were shirts. We made like 2 sweaters, I think, for me and him. Just, you know, all
nice.
Exclusive. Felt all exclusive. Right. But this is why I pulled the fucking dickhead move. I get the merch and shit, and then like I think a couple days or a week after that, we end up going seeing our producer, and he's like, "Oh, can I get a shirt?" I was like, "Yeah, it's $10." Yeah, like a dickhead. It's a fuck the move. And to this day, I know
the other guy or the producer who was that?
Yeah, the producer. The producer basically fucking made all our beats, fucking let us record at his spot, all that shit, you know. But I guess at that time I was like, it was so new to me, you know. I felt like, fuck, dude, I just invested all this fucking money, and also I drove to fucking San Bernardino just to get the. Oh no, I think it was either San Bernardino or it might have been Pomona, but it was still a drive. Like regardless, I remember I had to drive. I picked up the shit, I dropped it off, came back home, and then I went back like a week later, picked up the merch. So I don't know. I guess there was just things in my mind, and I was about 20, maybe about 20, 21 wow. Maybe. So you know, in my head, I don't know. I guess I didn't fully think about it, and sometimes I'm known to be an ass like that. Things will just go over my head, and I'll just be an idiot.
So what did
he was like, "Oh shit," and he was like, "All right," and like he gave me the $10.
Oh, good.
And I gave him a shirt, and like, you know, that was kind of it. Like that fool didn't make a big deal about it. Nothing. He was just like, whatever. So I think it was that same week my homie came down to my pad. He was saying he had to talk. It already seemed like
talk to you?
A whole fucking breakup was about to happen. You know, he was like, we gotta talk. I gotta come over. I was like, all right, well, that's cool, man. And he came over.
Did you have any feeling that something was gonna happen, or?
To be honest, nah. I actually didn't though.
You're just
I was just like, yeah, come over. Like we're gonna chop it up, maybe make some music. All right, cool. Head over. He goes over my house. And he comes in, and we just start talking, and then things start getting serious. And then he brings that up. He mentions, like, dude, and I heard you fucking charge Keith $10 for the shirt? Because I was a producer's name. And I was like, oh, shit, you're right. I did, dude. You know what? And I told him, I was like, dude, you know what? You're right. I fucked up, dog. I should give him back his money. I fucked up. That was stupid. Like, I don't even know why I even would think that, you know? But I don't know, dude. That was one thing that he did mention. But then, to him, I guess the way he saw that I was and my work ethic in his eyes, it wasn't good enough. You know, like you
weren't good enough. Like
my work ethic wasn't good enough,
Holy
basically,
crap.
because he was saying that I was just too involved and interested in getting fucked up and playing video games all day and just chilling with my lady all day. Which, like, I did those things, but man, like I never. Stop putting in work for what
you
we
were 20
had.
at that point,
bro. And honestly, at that same time, dude,
the same time,
I'm like, dude, this it was a trip that he said that to me, because honestly, at that point, and even the whole time, man, like, I was the one doing a lot of the footwork in the sense of getting his shows, like, I was the one hitting people up like, yo, you down to put us on, get us booked, because I fucking always had that feeling like, dude, we just need to get out, we need to do it, we need to fucking get our faces into people's eyes so that our music can get in their ears. And this guy had sick lyrics, so he was always down with the music. But yeah, basically after that, he was like, I'm done. That's it. No more. Like, that's it. And I told him, if you have thought about all the variables, hey, man, I ain't going to hold you back. I hope the best for you. And basically that's when I told Mescal what happened. Like I said, it was going to be a release party, and it ended up turning into a showcase. So we went from having the Verbal Villains release party to it being Diamonds in the Rough showcase, and that's actually what resulted in today, East of the River it resulted in East of the River being what it is now, and then even creating a branch of other MCs who are doing their own thing, and it's dope because of that, I made some real cool homies, Mike Real, Shadow Black, Killer Tech, Hollow Visions, and obviously Mescal. But so, it was one of those things in life. To me, it's like one thing happens for something even bigger to occur, which luckily that's what happened, dude. And I've always been like, fuck it, in the sense of I'm gonna do this music, and that was just proof right there when we had the showcase, because that was my first solo performance, and like that was actually one of my personal favorite performances, because I felt like something got unleashed that night when I was in front of that crowd alone, because up until that point I was always in front of a crowd with the homie, having backup, having somebody right there like hitting my libs or whatever it was. But
yeah, having another person with you is definitely like a little, like, not crutch, but more like
it helps.
Like
it helps
a little, I don't know.
You can definitely breathe, like when you're putting a lot of energy and you're spitting all these rhymes, you can find those pockets where you're like, they're going to get you for your ad libs. So you take that big breath. But I just had a lot of energy that night when we actually had the show, and it was explosive. And you know what, to be quite frank with you, man, I know for a fact, like, the audience felt it that night, because I left a mark in the sense of I had people thinking like, wait, who the fuck was that? Where the fuck did this fool come from? And it wasn't immediate where it's like all these people are like, oh, it's Mad Max, but it was that seed. Like I had planted that, okay, I think I might be on the lookout for this fool. See what's next,
The way you're describing it is, it kind of feels like watching Kobe do the 80 fucking points. It's something special that you rarely see, but when you see, you're just like, holy shit, are we watching this right now? Like,
I felt that in myself, as far as, holy shit, am I performing like this right now? Because, dude, I'm telling you, my energy, it felt like a Super Saiyan, like it went off the charts for a second. And, dude, I felt invigorated and very empowered that night. Just, I guess because it was finally that time where it's like, all right, Max, you're saying to yourself, you want to do this shit. Well, let's fucking see, really. Here you are. This is your first solo performance in front of people you never even fucking met. Because I didn't know really any of these people except for the artist. And yeah, man, the rest is history, and it's gonna be a memory that I'll probably live with forever, man. Something.
Verbal Villains from Whittier, California.
Yeah.
Two poets out of Whittier with underground flows and hip hop beats. The villains rhyme about life, love, and everything else in between. Smoke some kush, pound some beer, and enjoy the ride.
Hey, damn, that was like written back in 2011, maybe.
Released March 5th, 2012.
Yeah.
All beats produced by AGE.
Yeah, Age. That's
Age.
that's all I'm saying. That was the one. That was our first all original album because of
Creeping
that
on the
dude
come up.
Age. Yeah, dude. And shouts to him, man. I know he's still out there doing his fucking thing. Age, wherever the fuck you are, I hope that somehow this message gets to you. Come back, bro. We need you in hip-hop. I don't know where the fuck you really been. I know you've been working, but get the fuck out of the goddamn hole that you're in and get up here on the surface. Let's let you get your music out to the people who need to hear this shit, man. I know you've been fucking working, man.
Come on, Age. Come on, Age. We need beats, bro.
We need that shit. Hey, but he's also a sick lyricist. That's what I'm saying, bro. This kid, talent, man. He's 2 years younger than me. So imagine, 2012, I was, what was I, 20? 20, I think I was about 20. So he was only 18. And when I had first met him, I think I was about 19. So he was only 17, and he was making these banging ass beats, and and he still does, just sick rhymes and a sick flow. But
Have you heard anything from Adrian?
nah, man.
So nothing.
Well, cause it's funny that you said Adrian, just because Age, that's actually his real name too, Adrian. But Adrian was the other dude that I rapped with, and honestly, man, ever since that one day that he came over and said he was done rapping, nah, man, haven't really heard from him, haven't really spoken to him.
Wow.
But do wish him well still. I hope he's out there doing whatever the fuck he's doing and handling it well. You know what I'm saying?
Man, to go from that to what you are now, it's fucking crazy. That's life. All in a matter of what, like 3 years or so?
3 years, yeah. It took 3 years to transform how the world views me because, that's something.
Were you Mad Max back then too? Or?
Yeah, I was still Mad Max, but, it was Verbal Villains. I was
Max the
repping all
Villain?
day. That's my email, man. That's where I got the email
Yeah,
from.
Max the Villain at Gmail. I don't know if you wanted to say that out to
Yeah,
everybody,
well,
but go
shit,
ahead.
all the producers out there,
I
now
just
you know
did.
where to send the beats. Max the Villain at Gmail. And make sure you spell villain right. It's VILLAIN, not IAN. Villain. Got it.
The way Mad Max was back then and to now, is that much of a difference or not really?
Oh, huge difference. Huge difference in confidence, in
You're very confident. Not very confident. You're just, what's up.
Thank you. And you know what? It's okay to say very confident because I have been known to be very confident in what I have. And, sometimes it may be an overshoot, but, I would tell you for sure 8.7 times out of 10 that extreme confidence is there for a purpose. I'm not one just out here fucking playing people's bluff because that's just not how I am, man. If I know I can't offer something, I'm usually just going to be like, I can't do that. But when I know I'm doing something and I know it do it well, I'm usually going to let people know. But the difference, man, is just that's probably it. That's the key difference is the confidence because I've always had energy, man. I've always had that fucking energy when I'm rapping, even when I was just freestyling for the homies back in high school at our little parties, you know what I'm saying? They could tell you, man, I've always had that energy enough to capture a person. May not be a crowd, but it'll be a few people. They'll just be like hooked for a cool minute, just like staring like, God damn, like this motherfucker, he's saying some shit. But it's the confidence now, man. I'm very confident, and I know now too exactly okay, maybe not exactly, but I know about 90% about where I'm headed and how I'm gonna get there, you know what I mean? Because before I think I was just like, let's fucking do it, I'm gonna fucking work and with my head down and just keep pushing forward. But now I look up a few times and be like, okay, I'm still heading in the right direction, let's keep moving.
So Images drops February
2017.
February 2017. You have 2 videos. I'm pretty sure you're going to have 2 videos out by then.
Oh, yeah, 2 for sure. I think I want to have a total of at least like 4. Might get more.
So you have the one we shot recently and the other one with Val.
Oh, yeah. Shouts to Val the Wonder, man. We just got that in not too long from today's date. About a week ago from today's date. But, yeah, shouts to her, man. Really, really beautiful soul. Really cool-ass person, honestly. Like, it took a minute, but when you're me, you know how to just blow people up when you're trying to get shit done. And sometimes you just gotta say fucking and forget about the way people might think about you, because in the end, like someone like Val, I told her when I saw her Monday and we filmed the video, I was like, I didn't tell her my bad, but I was like, I know I've been hitting you up a lot, but I'm trying to get this done. And she was just real. She was like, dude, honestly, it's good that you hit me up a bunch because you're trying to get it done, and I like that because I want to get shit done. I just got things I'm doing in my life, and everybody got something going on in their life, man, but it's dope that she was willing to come out really and work, cool, man. Yeah, really cool it was cool that she was willing to come out and work, man, and I always appreciate that, especially because, she has herself a nice little following, so just for her to do that, for me, is like, that's dope,
Right. It's always... I don't know. The thing that sucks about people having like big followings, it's like sometimes you just know that you're gonna make good music with that person. Like if you can make a good song with this guy, it would be like so perfect. Just the fact that they have like a gang of followers just sucks because it's kind of like fuck. Now they think that you're just trying to get this song just because It's just the whole thing.
It is a whole thing, and that's why it's like, you can't necessarily blame them, because then, there's like, it's like kind of like, how would I feel if I was there too? Like, would I feel like these motherfuckers just hitting me up, goddamn roaches, just trying to fucking
You just want my shit.
get my cake?
Yeah, man, that's a letdown. But images, it's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah, real excited. Shouts out to my homie too, Caesar Earhart. Shit, he's out in Visalia. Used to be up in the Bay, but now he's out in Visalia. He did my cover art. And he actually did the cover art for my last album, Interim, too. So, much love, man. Always appreciate that.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's going to be a lot. Good things happening 2017.
A lot, man.
This year, 2016, was the shit.
Yeah, a lot of work, dude, which I'm glad. And a lot of growing. And not just me, but in other people in this game, dude. Especially you too, man. You too.
Me too. Yeah, but I don't know. You grew.
My hair grew.
You toured. Your hair grew.
My mustache grew.
You went all over. You went, I think, South by Southwest. You went to a bunch of places. And 2017, you're also going, up to Oregon again?
Yeah, I went. I got the chance to go to Portland this year, and Seattle. Unfortunately, Seattle, I just went for more of a trip, not for hip-hop. But, yeah, next year going to be hitting... At this point, it seems about 15 cities. We might be adding more, but we're going to go from Cali up to Oregon to Washington and then back down. Be gone for about 3 weeks. So, yeah, looking forward to that, man. The Secret Show tour it's going to be on, man. It's going to be on. We're going to bring a lot of things, man, but I guess I want to bring, and, the people I'm doing it with, we want to bring that essence back. And by that, I mean, like, when we go and we have our shows, we're going to try and do that little extra special thing, especially before the show starts or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just to give that vibe back. Like, fuck, dude. Just a quick segue. It's like, dude, I was a kid. I think I was like 8 years old. My fucking mom. Okay, my brother, his friend won tickets on the radio to go see Eminem and Snoop Dogg live. And this is like when Scary Movie first dropped. So it was like 2000, right? I think. So I was about 8 years old. My fucking brother, dude. My mom tells him, change your pants, because he was wearing some baggy-ass pants. She was like, change your fucking pants, and we'll go. If you don't change your pants, you're not coming. And my brother, I guess he was just being a punk. He's like, no, I want to wear these pants. She fucking left his ass. Took the tickets that his friend won. We went. Left his ass at home. We go to the House of Blues on Sunset, dude. I'm telling you, I'm 8 years fucking old. We get to the entrance to get in, and the security guard's looking at my mom, then looking at me, kind of like, ma'am, like, you're gonna bring him in? Like, you're bringing your son? You understand what's going on, right? Like Eminem and Snoop Dogg, And she was just like, yeah, we're coming in. So we get in there, dude. Like I said, this is when Scary Movie comes out.
Let us in.
So what they did before the show started, or I think it might have been during the show before Eminem came out, was they did that whole reenactment of the Scream scene, when he calls her on the phone. He's like,
right,
what are you doing, or whatever. And like, dude, I was fucking scared. As a kid, I was scared as fuck, because, I'm thinking it's like Scream, and I'm thinking someone's going to die. So, dude, I ended up fucking crying at the House of Blues, because
how old were you?
I was 8 years old.
Holy shit.
So they brought out some fool dressed as Scream. And I was like, I was all scared. But then they started the music, and then eventually I just kind of got over it, and I started liking it. But point being of that whole story is like, I want to bring that kind of shit back, where it's like, it's more than just a hip-hop show. It's a hip-hop experience. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I've had that same thought, too. Like, we have that song, All For You. And I know the people that came out, obviously. They're the homies. So I want to get the actor that played the dude and the actress that played the girl and have them on stage and kind of reenact the whole video while we're performing. And it's just, I don't know, it's a whole thing that I already have thought out. But I get it. I get what you're talking about.
Hell yeah, man. Just making sure that nowadays you make more of that impact, man, because there's a lot of independent artists. And the key thing, I think, for anybody out there trying to make it, I'm not an expert, but I do have experience. It's about sending people home with something tangible and something that they will be able to call upon and recall time and time again to people they don't see every day and to people they do see every day. So that way your name or whatever it is that you're selling or trying to spread is getting spread. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh yeah, I went to this hip hop show, some fool shut it down, he had some sick bars. Like, no.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, dude, I went to this fucking East of the River show and this fool Mad Macks was on Dude, I can't even explain. He was on stage, but this motherfucker jumped onto the pool table. And then after that, he started demanding that we throw our fucking hands up. But then he threw some shirts at us. And then after that,
we
he
threw
pulled
our
out
hands up.
a goddamn golden ticket. He said someone's going to be lucky enough to hit Willy Wonka's factory. And I was at one. Look at this ticket. You know, just whatever it may be, man. Just being able to shed that kind of light on someone and leave them with an impression that is everlasting.
If you haven't seen Mad Max or East of the River perform, definitely go see them perform. They're fucking something else, man. You just got to see it. I mean, when I go and I'm there at the shows, I don't fucking go outside or smoke break or anything. I'm just chilling and watching them right in front.
Hey, likewise for the soul providers, man. And they've been putting in work this fucking past year.
Thank you, man.
Shit.
I feel it.
That's
I feel
right.
It's
That's right.
We're all growing.
That's right.
It's not we're both winning the race. I feels it, bro.
That's very possible, man. That's what people need to know. We can all win.
So Mad Max, East of the River, images dropping soon in February 2017.
Yeah.
You are the epitome of cool. I'm going to say it every time I see you. Anything you have to say before we ride out?
Man, I just want to say big ups to you, first of all, Muds, honestly, for just being a dope individual and a fucking warrior in what we're doing, pushing this real shit to get it to the listeners that are just, oh man, who are just waiting for this shit, you know? Because I know there's people out there and they're just anxious. They're just fucking pacing back and forth. Where's that real shit? I know it's out there. And you're the reason why we're able to get this shit to them, man. So shouts to you. Shouts to everybody east of the river. And just anybody out there listening and supporting, dude. You know, I got nothing but love. Because, shit, we ain't going to get too far with the hate, man. So thank you. Thank you. Yes, you. You're listening. I know you hear me. You. Yeah, you. I know.
Everybody, how do they follow you, man?
MADMACKS. If you look that up, Mad Max on Google. I think the spelling is esoteric, so it should give you my links. But if not, it's MADMACKS _ at Instagram, Twitter, and then same spelling MADMACKS, Facebook, SoundCloud. Like I said, all the links should come up pretty easy.
Man, once again, thank you for coming on. Thank you. It was random as fuck, I know. You just rolled through and that was it. I just kind of wanted to do it.
I like life.
It's pretty fresh, man. This is my new show. I kind of want to have my homies on here. And I like that you were on here because you're kind of like, I guess you're the first one.
I mean, like it.
Technically, you're the first one. You were my first one for Pros. Pros was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It was a good, you're a kick down the door guy.
All right,
like
definitely. I like being the guinea pig sometimes.
Like how I texted you earlier this week. We make it hard when we go on first.
Hey,
that's a thing, man. That's what everybody should strive to do.
You know.
So thank you once again. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been pretty fresh. This is Mad Max. I thank you for everything, Max. And there you go.
Yeah, much love.
This is Wide Awake.
On waking immediately is the easiest time.
Yeah, that's right. A little surprise.
You're
We got
in that moment between sleeping and
one
waking.
more for y'all.
You will find you are in a very fascinatingly clear
We got
state
one
of
more
mind.
for you.
That's
And
the
you,
ideal
and you,
hour
and you.
of the day
We
for
call this
having
Wide Awake,
an
man.
experience of
Check it out. Yeah. See, my music is like dreams for an insomniac. Resuscitation to the cardiac, having a heart attack. A modern artifact, in fact, a fresh breath inhaled to your lungs. In the dungeon till you need me like the plug. I'm like, yo, what you need, dog? Okay, I got you. I serve it in return and I lay it like Nosferatu. I do what I got to only cause it's my only decision. I know that you's a rapper, that's the difference. I'm musician like Coltrane or Cobain, even Coldplay. I wanna do this on my own, man. Fuck a copay, it's like a cold day in hell. If I failed, not failed, never Icarus or Ichabod Crane. My mental is the sick shit for sick shit. In case you ever wondered, I made one track with Bell and headed thinking I'm the wonder, but really I'm the madman. Limits, I'm living past that. Headlights and rear view mirrors, I never glance back. Man.
On waking immediately is the easiest time.
And shouts to Val the Wonder.
You're in that
None but
moment
love.
between sleeping and waking.
Yeah.
You will find you are in a very fascinatingly clear state of mind.
Yeah.
That's the ideal hour of the day for having an experience of cosmic consciousness.
That's right, never looking back, cause I don't live up in the past. I live the here and now with flashes. What this life is like, you either die or fly the kite. The kind of ride I've been in full control with. You thought I'd been in a lab, steady building, now you know it. I'm focused and showing that. Through all this mayhem, the seed that I was planted in your mind is now your brainstem. Occasion call for this verbal type of creation, turn a mental stimulation. I'm the cataclysmic agent, no wait, it's the madman out the loony bin. Said I'm crazy cause I had dreams and kept pursuing them. So fucking lucid, man, I think this might be real life. Hide away, I ride away from day into the night. Something to say, I use my voice and not the words inside my head. My rhymes are living proof that I ain't better off dead. The wax is better off spun. Word the DJs that I work with, y'all keep me on point like steeples on top of churches. I'm out, yo.
On waking.
Said I'm out, yo.
The easiest time.
Something simple for the mind.
You're in that moment between sleeping and waking.
Expect this shit on the new album.
You are in a
Images,
very
dropping February. Shouts to Bad
That's
Son,
the
Killer
ideal
Tech, Hollow
hour of the
Visions,
day.
Mescal, Val the Wonders, A, Local Black, everyone who made the album. Lee
You can
Beats,
move right into you at that point.
and of
Don't
course
get
the
up.
Mighty Muds
Don't say, get out.
for having me on, man.
You may want to do something or other.
Shouts to
refresh
Soul
yourself,
Providers.
like into water or something.
Doing nothing
Right
but
at
keeping
that
this
moment,
hip hop
right
going
at that
strong, man.
moment, have extraordinary talent.
2016 to infinity.
And then you see, as you go on, it begins to become clear to you that there really is no one separate from the changing stream of feelings who's having, they're just there. And in that moment, the problem of what to do about yourself vanishes. Because there is no separate. Thereafter, the most fascinating, the most that follows this, is that you can keep up meditation while thinking. This is why a Zen master can also be a scholar, and an intellectual.
And that was pretty fresh. Yeah!